Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's Wisdom to Wealth series. Today, we're talking about finding your soul's purpose, clarity, calling, and the work you're meant to do. I think finding your purpose is the biggest question that I get in the world. Like, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? What did my soul contract say? So this is always a big discussion. I'm actually going to teach a modular from my Aligned by Design class that I beta tested. Oh, I, I think I did it last October, so it'll be a year, but we did a whole day just on purpose because I find that the people that I bring into the world that are attracted to me, attracted to the soul professional community are usually the seekers, right? Or they've been doing something their entire life and now they're kind of wondering, what else is there for me? Or I know I'm meant to do bigger things, but I don't know what that looks like. Or I love what I do in the world or where I've been trained, but how can I do that in a way that feels more in alignment of who I am as a person? And I think the biggest part of looking for your purpose is remembering what your purpose is. It's a membering. It's not that you're searching for it. I think a lot of times we're just searching and searching and searching and forgetting that our body and ourselves, our higher selves, we already know our purpose and you've probably been doing it your whole life. You're just expressing it differently as you get older. And if you've been in some of my other classes or talks, you've probably heard me say this before, because I do believe that we are always doing our purpose. We are just expressing it differently. So if you have kind of this wild career line like I do, and you've done a lot of different things, or you're multi-passionate, in there is probably one golden thread that is your purpose. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I do encourage you to interact with me. I do have some class notes that I'm always reading. So if you see me just reading, that's what I'm doing. About purpose. And I love going off on tangents or having discussions because if you have a question, someone else probably is thinking that same thing or having that same question. So if you're comfortable, you can raise your hand, we can talk about it, or you can comment in the chat at any time. All right. So let's just start with purpose. And what I was saying before, I don't think it's something that you discover in life. I think it's something that you remember in life. You already know, but they've been built under, buried, not built. They've been buried under expectations of society, of your family, of all the school structure we've been brought in, responsibilities that you may have. For myself, I'm a mother, I was a wife, I'm a daughter, like I have all of these responsibilities. Fear of disappointing others, I think, is the biggest one that I see, especially in this community, is, that also comes under expectations of other people of who you should have been in life or who they thought you would be in life, especially in families. Like if there's a family business or the whole family became lawyers, but I became a doctor and they were disappointed. That could be anything, but something like that. Practical life choices, and the belief that my dreams really aren't realistic, which I hear all the time. I love doing this, but I can't make money doing that. I feel that's specifically around art, music, anything that's self-expression, dance, so many things. I hear that I can't make music that way. I mean, I can't make money that way. And that's just simply not true. That's a limiting belief that society has taught us. Or there's lots of people that don't make money doing this, especially in acting. I come from a family, all of my kids are in the performing arts. Well, my oldest has left and gone back to school. But in the performing arts, I only have one kid, though, actually making a career out of it. But that's what they all studied, they all did. And I remember when my oldest was in high school and you go to those career days. And I guess they took an assessment test or something based on like who they are. And she had said that she wanted to go to film school. And she was a year ahead of herself. So she was probably 16 around her senior year. And it could have been the end of her junior year. Just like, I want to go to film school. And this kid was a straight A student, and she had always talked about getting a PhD in genetics. And then at the very last moment, she said, I think I'll go to film school. And I will say that was very difficult for her father and I. But we talked to all of her teachers, and they're like, she's equally talented in everything. It's like rare that we saw a kid that was so creative and so logically brained. And I'm like, not really, because that's me, right? It's not so odd. We just get siloed because that's what the structure has always done to us, right? It's siloed us. And she ended up going to film school, and her goal was, because she loved the science, was to make science documentaries and study them equally, make science documentaries for film. For patients, for doctors, for that kind of thing. And there was actually a big need for it. It was kind of cool. And I loved that she was blending it, but it was a shock. But the point of this was her guidance counselor at the time said, if you go into film, you'll never make any money. And her response was, well, how did Steven Spielberg do? Because that's who I'm going to be. And I love that response. So anytime someone says you can't make money doing that, there is someone making a boatload of money doing that, right? When you look at like life coaching, oh, you're just another life coach, right? Tony Robbins is a life coach. Mel Robbins is a life coach, right? Bob Proctor was a life coach, right? So that's not true, right? There's famous psychics and mediums and all sorts of different people doing different things, right? There's professional clowns, right? There are people doing everything in the world. So the thought that you can't follow your passion and make money is simply a misbelief, right? It's simply something we've programmed in ourselves for whatever reason. And sometimes along the way, we have these career ups and downs. Like if you're anything like me, when you probably are because you're here, you've probably done a lot of things in your life. I have done a lot of things. I've owned a real estate company. I was a sales trainer. I've owned other companies. I've started this company. I was a CEO in a nonprofit. I've done a lot of things. I even sold Pampered Chef, right? There are a lot of things I've done, and I've loved every bit of that. But I express it differently. And I believe that my passion in life is actually teaching others, right? But it shows up differently because I was a sales trainer. When I was in sales, like real estate or when I was selling Pampered Chef products in your kitchen, I was teaching people how to use those tools, right? My first degree was in counseling psychology, right? That's really teaching. I didn't like the actual structure, but I was teaching. I still teach today. I believe that that's my purpose, right? I am a teacher, and I'm also a community builder. No matter where I am, I tend to build community around me, right? That's what I'm good at. That's what I do. Now it's up to me to figure out how to make money doing that, though, right? Not teaching in a school didn't really work for me. I was an MBA professor for a while. I didn't really like it. That was not my thing. But these ups and downs. Going back to my oldest daughter, film school didn't really work out for her. And she ended up getting a degree in historic costume design. She came out of school making good money. She worked on Jersey Boys and Into the Woods and did it, and then came back and went, Mom, these people are crazy. I don't want to be in theater at all. I should have went into medicine. And I said, you're 23, go into medicine now. Like, right? And she literally went back and went into medicine. She is now working on her PhD in genetics, which is what she wanted to do when she was 16, but she had to go through those changes, right? Those possibilities. And I think we are like that, all of us. I think we test something out. So does it feel good? If it doesn't feel good, do we come back to it? Right? So that's what we're doing. And our passion to bring this back to our purpose in the world, we all have it. It's just the expectations of society, people, our families, right? Other responsibilities that kind of keep us stuck in wherever we're stuck. And we're all stuck in different places. So, um, you know, so I just wanted to put that out there as we start this purpose. So when we're looking for our purpose, it reveals itself in different patterns, right? Like when I was saying I was always a teacher, I just did it in different ways, right? It is not one big aha moment. Like we wake up after a meditation and being like, I got it. I know my purpose. It doesn't work that way. There are clues that are dropped your entire life, and sometimes it's looking at that pattern, that golden thread that's running through everything that you've always just loved to do, right? I'm also a creative. I am not as artistic as my children, and I come from a long family of artists. And I believe that we all show up as artists in different ways. Some of us have made. My aunt is a very good artist, very well known artist, I should say, and tours the world teaching art. Um, Her stuff is hung in very big museums. She has done it. Her brother, which is my father, actually became a dentist, and his art. He is also an artist. One of the things that he loved was actually creating beautiful smiles. And that was his love. That's how he did his art. And he was like, that's part of it. I remember in his practice when I was growing up, anyone that was getting married got a good smile for free. He was like, what, we're going to do your smile so you look great in your pictures. And that's a form of artistry, right? Everyone performs art. I'm a creative, but I don't draw as like my kids draw. Can I paint and do things? I can. These pictures that people always ask about, these are all my kids. But I'm creative in other ways, right? If I'm creating programs or seeing patterns or creating community, I create in a different way, but we're all creatives. So, so you want to reflect on different patterns. So recurring interests that you may have, right? What lights you up? Lots of times music, art, it could be anything. Could literally be anything. Childhood passions. Usually if you go all the way back to your childhood, you'll find a passion that you had at some point. The work that you lose track of time doing, right? So if you can hyper focus on something, that is something that's a passion for you, right? I could always hyper focus when I read. I love reading. I love researching. I love those deep dive stuff. I love learning too. I used to every summer pick a topic and deep dive for 3 months into a topic. And I did this pretty much my entire life since I was probably even young. I remember 18 on, but it was probably when I was young as well. But after 18, I didn't have to read books for school, right? So I took the summers to deep dive into subjects that I just absolutely loved. And there was a big part of that was around spirituality. And I think that was part of my awakening, even to what I do today. Right? If people come to you for something, that could be part of your purpose, right? If people are always coming to you for advice, for help, for this one thing, and just look for a theme in your life. My notes and help pages. Okay. Is this making sense? Does anyone think that they know their purpose or have a purpose or find that is this sparking anything about that golden thread? Or people come to you for a very certain thing, you can put it in the chat if you want. And especially most of the people here in our community are people that have come out of corporate or very structured jobs to do what they're doing, or they're in that seeker mode, right? So if it's you, let me know your story or what you've done. We'll ask for your story in a little bit. I think what's really, really important, especially around soul professionals, is that we are multidimensional, we are multi-layered, we are multi-passionate. We can say it very different ways. And I do believe that a lot of times we have multiple callings that are kind of all going off at once. So there isn't just one big thing, right? There's many people that come to me and go, but I like this, and I like this, and I like this. So when I'm working with a client and doing an assessment about all the things you love, I'm taking all of that in stride. Like I'm writing that all down. I'm looking at it. It's all being assessed as we consider whatever their blueprint might be for their particular business, right? It's seeing all of it. Because if you like, say, working in groups, that's a big part. If you don't want to work at nights, that's okay. Or if you love singing, maybe that's something we bring in. I find a lot of people that went into the performing arts and actors are now voice coaches. I see that a lot. And it's great. When I was learning more to be on stage, I hired someone who was an actor and then became a speaking coach. Stephanie, you had a question?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings. I have had that thing in life where people would always tell me their problems.
Mhm.
So it didn't matter where I worked. They would just open up and then they would say, I've never told anybody this, but, and then
Yeah.
they blab it out. And so I kind of went into the field of, well, like I started off doing hypnotherapy and then went into the healing modalities. And I
Okay.
needed to define if that was my purpose or if that was just something else calling me to help.
Are you
Yeah.
asking? Are you
What's that?
asking? Are you asking me if that's your purpose?
No.
There you go.
Yeah. But it was just a sort of a
Yeah.
theme in my life, kind of like you're talking about, like, what did you like to do when you were younger and this and that. And I used to talk a lot, but I used to like to do artwork and kind of be creative. And then I just, yeah, transitioned. I just would work everywhere and people would always tell me their problems and I would just say things and they would feel better. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of cool.
And what do you do now? What's your business now?
I'm I'm sort of reinventing it because I just went through a huge like period of years of integrating a
Mhm.
lot of stuff. So
It's
I'm
normal.
sort of like, okay, what am I offering now? I'm kind of there. Like in terms of theta
What
healer. Okay, a theta
theta
healer.
healer? Okay,
There
so
we
you're
go.
a theta
Sorry.
healer. That's what I was. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and that is helping people. People are coming to you with their disconnect, their problems still, right? You probably hold space in a safe way,
Right.
right?
I
So
mean,
you,
it's yeah.
it's the same. You're just
Yeah,
expressing it differently in the world, right? So when you were 10 and people were coming to you to tell you all your problems, that's all you knew, right? It's like
right.
Lucy from the Peanuts, like the doctor is in, right? And, as maybe as you got to your first job or whatever you were doing, people were still coming to you with their problems,
Yeah,
right? But you were working in another capacity.
right.
So now you're reinventing yourself and you're becoming a healer and you're creating that space. So you all for all of us, right? As we grow, our business grows with us, right? You can't do what you did 10 years ago because you are not the same person you were 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I started 10 years ago and I've shifted and now I'm in this like now what mode. So,
Yeah. Well, that's
yeah.
normal, right? We're all in this reinvention state. And I do think very particularly right now, many of our businesses are transitioning
Mm.
to that heart centered. I've even felt a calling where I've been in strategy for so long to just go really deep into the community and the spiritual side. That's just, I've had that calling for like the last year of I got to go deeper, I got to go deeper. So I feel like now it's more self mastery and the coherence of what I'm doing. So it's not just strategy, it's how is it feeling in the body of myself and my clients, right? And getting rid of subconscious beliefs that are around building that strategy, not just doing the strategy. Does that make sense? Because that's where
Absolutely.
I am personally. So that's how I have grown. And that's what's attracted to me now. I have more people calling me now about like their earning ceilings or doing things differently or how do I reinvent or, this doesn't feel right, but I don't know what that next step is. Right.
Right.
Because I've either gone through it or I'm going through it. Right. So we start to attract exactly who we are. Right. So we
That's
can
true.
never attract someone we can't help. It's not the way energy works. But thank you for sharing, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Kim, you wanted to share something?
So first of all, I wanted to say, you are just like me. You and I have the same background. So when you say you attract the same person, everything that you said that you've done, I've done. So it's
Yeah.
like, wow,
I
right?
got news for you. Every single person in this room is like me
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
cool.
how it works.
That's what I'm saying though. I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm
Yeah.
just reiterating and supporting what you just said.
Yeah.
So so um I might not sound clear, but so I know what my value proposition statement is. It's I help thought leaders leave a legacy long after they're gone. Basically, what I do is I help them make money while they sleep through partnerships.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm saying that as a marketing thing. So I'm going to tell you where I'm at. It just what's happening there, and hopefully I didn't get stuck. Am I stuck on
No,
the
I can see you. Your
answers?
voice is
Can
like,
you- Okay.
yeah.
So, like, I have a passion to walk the Camino and do a spiritual retreat in October, and I'm going to do that. And
Okay.
people are, like I know that's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. So this is way outside of that, right?
Yeah.
And I know that on Friday I'm going to learn how to connect to my consciousness, to connect to the other world. And my mom passed away, and I helped her transition. You hear what I'm saying? So all this stuff is like, whoa. So then I'm going, okay, what was my calling came to me about 5 years ago when I was sitting on my deck like this, and the signal came in my ear, right, saying, Kim, you were trained to do what you were doing today, what you've done your entire life. And I'm going to say this more visually, and then I'm just going to leave it. I am taking people out of the black, dark cave and moving them into light and helping them wake up so I can connect them to people who know how are the experts that can do the rest.
Mhm.
And then I sometimes have to go over in that dark cave being the bad stuff, the evil stuff. So I have to step in there and know when to get out. And then
Mhm.
I also need to go into the light, the stuff that I don't do, right? This like on Friday, I'm gonna get that
Ooh, you just cut out.
wish with and know what they're doing. So I can say,
Okay.
I
What
don't
is it?
know.
You cut out right at the end of what's happening on Friday? Very magical day.
Oh, Friday I'm with past life. She used to be a witch, da 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 da. And she's going to connect me to my mom because I
Good.
know that someone else read that she's just in space
Right.
somewhere with her head in the sand and there
Okay.
and help her through the transition on that side.
Okay.
Make
Gotcha.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So do you feel that you've been
It's
living?
scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Well,
That part is scary.
we're in a very big transition time right now. 2026 is a very big transition time. If you looking at the energy of
Mhm.
the world and, in the stars and all of that, it's a very big transition time.
Right.
I think it's all good. I think it's all good.
Yeah.
And
So
a
you
lot
see,
of,
I'm kind of just like Stephanie. I'm in
yeah,
the I know exactly some things and I'm doing the realistic stuff, but the other stuff I don't know yet and I'm still exploring.
yeah,
Same type of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
reinvention. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Um, all right. Just looking to see if anyone else had their hands up. All right. What was I getting back to? That when purpose is very multi-layered, that's what I was talking about before, and it's not. It's very often not one big thing, right? It's a way of being, a kind of impact that you've had in the world, a specific topic that you're very passionate about, a method of serving others. So it could be a modality, right? Or just the lifestyle that you lead. And now this is your purpose in life, right? I feel like for those, of all of those things, that I embody all of them in my purpose, because I'm a teacher, but I'm also a community builder. It's also how I serve the world. I do believe it's by building the community and making everyone meet each other, not making, but giving a platform for everyone to meet each other, because that gives the ripple effect for the rest of the world. I believe that it's my purpose to get others to interact, and it's not me doing all of the work. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not here to heal the world. I'm here to connect all the healers of the world so they can go heal the world. Does that make sense? But that took me a long time. And sometimes I find myself going backwards into, let me just go heal everybody. Right now, I'm in this very deep place of staying in my leadership role. That is my goal this year. Stay in my leadership role and stop doing it all and just have bigger connections. I still do some one-on-one work because I actually really love that. And I do work with organizations and businesses, but very limited. And I feel like my role is really for the community and to lead and to build this a little bigger than it is. I mean, we're pretty big now, but to keep going. And now to bring the other masters into the world. So we're co-creating as fun, right? And that's pretty big. And part of my individual work when someone's hiring me is either to work with someone to get them to have a bigger ripple effect in the world. So it's not always the micro entrepreneur, although I do work with micro entrepreneurs. It's to work with bigger causes right now. And that's some of the work I'm leaning into are some big causes in the world, or really collaborating with other organizations or other people that are masters for my community. Does that make sense? So we can co-create. Okay. What's next? I said this before, but I'll say it again because I think it's so purposeful. You don't choose your purpose. You choose how you express it in the world. And it's rooted in the essence of who you are. And I want to say some of the ways people get stuck, like, I don't know what my purpose is. I'm not sure what career to even pick. We talked about my oldest daughter earlier. And sometimes if we pick wrong, the universe will put a new opportunity in front of us, right? One of the hardest things I think to do, though, is to be in that surrender mode, right? So when you are in that surrender mode is when you can see all the opportunities coming towards you, right? I'm personally in this surrender mode now of, I know where I want to go, and I'm holding my vision of growing the community and being. And I keep telling myself the right opportunity is going to present itself. I'm just going to allow it to happen, right? So what does that do to my brain? It activates it, right? The reticulating activating system, it activates it to go look for anything over here, a conversation, get connected here, or I'm supposed to get there. And when things don't work out for me, I'm very easy with myself. I'm like, okay, I just wasn't supposed to go in that direction, and that's okay, right? When you have programs that don't sell, right? You just thought of the biggest master program ever. You're so excited, you roll it out, and it doesn't fill, or nobody has interest, right? There's a lot of noise out there right now, so there's other factors in there. It's not that you're not amazing, right? It's just that it wasn't your time to put that program out into the world. And I look at it for myself of, I'm just not supposed to be doing this right now, right? Because when I am, it fills and I don't have to worry about it. But that takes a lot of control to be in that surrender place, to allow opportunity just to present itself. right? I tend to have lots of conversations with lots of people just to see where it's going. And just saying, you know, we've gone to this community supported model. So just saying, this is the model we're going towards. I'm looking for revenue streams right now to support the community so I can keep it free for everybody, you know, and just have a further conversation to see if they're one of my matches in the world, right? But if all of a sudden I panic and I go, oh my God, we don't have enough money to do this, let me go back to work, let me create the program, let me do this, then it goes back onto my back, and that's not being in surrender mode, right? That's being in action mode. We do sometimes need action, but that would have been creating from scarcity. Right? And there's a big difference when you create from scarcity or when you create from a really inspired place. Can you guys feel the difference? Do you know when you create from scarcity? It's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I gotta fill it, I gotta fill it, I gotta fill it. Who can I meet? Who can I meet? Who can I meet? Let me just push this out there one more time, one more time, one more time, right? That's when you absolutely know that it's coming from scarcity. And then the biggest thing I hear is, what if I chose the wrong thing? And I want to say, at no time will you ever choose the wrong thing. Because if you chose it, there was a reason. And sometimes, you know, universe is conspiring for us at all times in our favor. But sometimes it doesn't look that way. So if your career has derailed or something happened, right? You're still getting a lesson from that. And maybe it's a lesson that you needed to learn. We don't always know, right? But sometimes in hindsight, we're like, oh, now I know why that happened, right? Because I really needed that skill right now in my life. But 5 years ago, that made no sense to me. Like, I see all of the different careers I had in my life allowed me to be who I am today. Because if that didn't happen, or if I married a different guy or had a different kid or all of these things, I would never be where I am today. So I look back and go, okay, it happened exactly the way it had to happen for me to be me. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's hard in those moments when you feel things aren't working out. The best thing to do, not always the easiest, but the best thing to do is just thank the universe for steering you in the right direction, or thank you for that not working out, because I know that there's a great lesson here, or I know there's this terrific reason why, and I can't wait to find out why. Can't wait. This is exciting. What's next for me? All right, I'm reading my notes. The underlining theme of purpose is your inner truth, right? And some of the examples I wrote down is to guide others back to themselves, to create beauty in the world, to heal, to inspire possibility. I love that. I resonate with that one a lot. To teach, to empower people, to help others feel seen and understood. You could have more than one of these. To solve meaningful problems in the world, to bring order to chaos, and to elevate consciousness. These are just energetic roles, right? When people find purpose, and it's not, you know, notice that none of these are a title, right? None of these are a title. They're a purpose that's a little bit bigger, and you can do different titles underneath them, right? If you wanted to heal, right? Say you're here to heal the world, right? That's one of the things is about being a soul professional, right? We live in a higher vibration. We have an alternative approach to business, and we're here to help heal the world. Actually, we're here to help repair the world, sorry. But many of those people are healers, right? But you can be a doctor, you can be a coach, you can be a guide, you can be an advisor, you can be a practitioner. There are a million ways to be healers, right? You can be a therapist, you can do it through talk therapy, you can do it through modalities. So none of those titles are your purpose. And I think that's really important as people are going through the world. It's not your title. It's coming from your energetic place, your inner self, your heart. Where does that go from? The outside expression of that is, coach, writer, HR, talent developer, parents, community builder, yoga teacher, whatever that looks like, right? That's outer. But many of us find our purpose looking inner, and the outer is how we express it. So I'm just looking at my notes. It says, why this is conforming for transitioning professionals, because that's a lot of times what I teach. And things that the audience worry about are, I've had so many careers, what is wrong with me? I cannot tell you how many people come to me with that. Why do I keep reinventing myself? Well, the reason you keep inventing yourself is because you are growing as a person, right? The energy of the planet is changing. We have to reinvent ourselves. We have to change. You should be letting go of things that no longer serve you. Or my interests change. Does that mean I lack a purpose? No, it doesn't. It just means you express it differently right now in the world, right? It's a time when we say reinvent, it's how are you going to express your purpose differently? You're not going to find a new purpose. You probably already know what that is. All right, I'm just going to take a break so I can breathe. Does anyone have any questions, or is this resonating with anybody? Amy, I see your hand.
Yeah. Could you just go back and repeat some of the examples of purpose? When you read them, they were landing for me.
The inner ones?
The ones that you just read off the list?
Yeah, like a guide to other, a guide to, my God, I'm reading it. I can't get it out. Guiding others back to themselves, to create beauty in the world, to heal, to inspire possibility. That one actually resonates with me the most. To teach, to empower people, to help others feel seen and understood, to solve meaningful problems, right? That could be easy as a politician or a mom, right? A business coach, like that could have so many titles. To bring order to chaos, to elevate consciousness. Those are some of the examples. Of course, there's many, many, many. Right? Those are.
I'm like, yes to all of those.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. Like, remember, we said people are multi-passionate, multi-talented, and like I teach to inspire possibility. Resonated with me the most, but I also teach, right? I think it's part of my purpose to teach, to empower others, also part of it, right? To solve meaningful problems, I also do that. So that's okay.
And what was the one about beauty?
To create beauty. Right? That could be a painter, it could be an artist, it could be a home interior designer.
Yeah.
It could be so many things, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is a common thread or something that you're doing in the world. Your purpose is never, ever, ever a single job or a role that you have. That's the most important thing out of this whole talk. So I have some questions. If you guys want to write down some answers to questions, I have a little exercise that we can run through that I do with my class. I would say it's 7 questions and we only have like 15 minutes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll pause between each question and just write down the first thing that comes to your mind. Do not allow your mind to say, oh no, I can't do that. Or people don't get paid for that. Or like, don't allow the resistance in, just write down the answer. And then we'll talk about it right after this, okay? Number 1, if no one knew and no one judged you, what would you secretly love to do or be? Number 2, what have you always been drawn to, even if you haven't pursued it? Number 3, what did you love between the ages of 7 to 14? What felt magical about it? Number 4, what do people consistently come to you for? Number 5, what do you envy in others? Sometimes envy points to a buried desire. Number 6, what activities make you feel alive or lose track of time? Like you can hyper focus. And number 7, what would your life look like if you won the lottery today? Then what would you do tomorrow? And the second part of this, I want you to look, those are our 7 questions. I want you to look through what you just wrote. And I want you to circle or underline any repeating themes. It could be a word, it could be a desire, it could be a type of activity. It could be a way that you just want to help in the world. It can be the environments that you're around or any values that show up. Because these patterns are trying to get your attention somewhere. And then, yeah, then I'm going to invite you guys to talk about it, to see who wants to. I'm just reading the chat real quick. Okay. Oh, what was question 5? Hold on, let me go back. Question 5 was, what do you envy in others? Did everyone else get all the questions? So I'd love to, did anyone see a pattern or have a surprise that they didn't realize was there? I will tell you, as I was reading them, especially the first one, if no one, what would you secretly love to do or be? Mine would be something in travel. Travel comes up a lot for me. And it is something when I've seen, like I've even thought of being a travel agent, but I really don't think that that's what I need to do in the world. But I love travel. And I started Soul Adventures 5 years ago, where it's not a retreat. It's just people that are traveling together because I like to travel and I love culture. So going to different places and learning about their culture and their arts and their society and all of that is a big part of what I do. So every year we do run a soul adventure. We've been in Europe the past 3 years, and just doing pieces. And I love that. And that is something that I really, really want to grow. And as we're starting to bring back all of our in-person events, it is my goal to actually start to visit all of them. Not this year, it'll probably be another year, but to do that kind of road trip to just travel, to just meet people in the world, right? And especially my people, because the soul professional community now is across 6 continents and we're in 48 countries. So just getting the ability to start getting out there and meeting people is very exciting for me. So does anyone want to share if did anyone find a pattern or what I call their golden thread? Stephanie, go ahead.
Well, it was interesting because when I went, okay, what do people consistently come to you for? It's like they come for, they don't even know what they're coming to me for, but I can see. So what they're coming for is like a solution to their issue.
Yeah.
And then when it was Sorry, I just drank a bunch of cacao and my mouth is going faster than I can think. Like, okay, stop. Okay, what did you leave behind? Oh, what did you love between age 7 to 14? And I went back there and I was like, what did I do? And I was like, God, I was in my head the whole time. I was analyzing the adults. I was analytical mode because they were like, they would like, they would lie because people tell white lies, right?
Yeah.
They would tell white lies. And I was like, that's not true. That's not true. So I was constantly in that mode. So that's kind of my thing. I just wanted to share that.
What I'm hearing there is not that what you think it is, but I'm hearing you're a truth finder.
There you go. The truth seeker.
Yeah, you're a truth
and
seeker.
now it's like, now I help people with the belief reprogramming to let go of the lies that they told themselves that's causing the pain in their life. So then they can create something that's a truth, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Find their truth. Yeah.
Yeah. Their highest truth. Yeah. So that's
Help
interesting.
others
So that's
find
the theme.
Yeah. Most of the things that is our purpose did happen in childhood. It didn't happen, but it started to show itself. We just didn't see it that way because we were children. Right.
Yeah.
I was always very big into sports and community. Like I always had groups. Like I was always the one bringing everyone together, leading, taking charge. Like I've done that my whole life.
Yeah, it's similar. I have that similar with you too. And when I went traveling, I loved the culture. What I noticed, the thin line between all the different people in all the different countries was everybody wants the same thing.
Yes.
That like the human life of prosperity, love, and blah, blah, blah. And I just could see it. Like you could see it. And art and PE were my favorite classes, even though I was a thinker. And they were like the smallest, like courses, and everything else was academic, but I was more into like physical and creative. So yeah. Oh, and if no one knew or judged you, what would you love to do? It's like, I'd love to like put all those together and be like, this is my profession. Or like, So I don't want to keep talking. I just wanted to share that part.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's a big part of it, right? And part of my work in the soul professional community is bringing all those worlds together to create whatever it is you're creating in the world. And it is possible. And that's what makes you so unique. Each one of us is unique. Like I don't believe in competition. I think competition is really moving out of our world. I don't think there's going to be competition.
Yeah, I see like literally that, like I saw this actually just yesterday, that the new generations coming in are gonna be like, I'm like a singing bowl toner. I'm gonna like tone the singing bowl, and that's my job. And like people are just gonna create their own job. It's not gonna be like the copy and paste that we grew up with. It's a whole new, you get to create whatever you want. So if we can like wrap our heads around like what you're saying now, we can be ahead of the game a little bit and just make what we want to do and take the courage and go for it.
Yeah. Which is the whole soul professional mission, right? It is creating, it is being an authenticity. I can't talk today. And I do believe that like there is a blurring of borders. We're seeing our old structures just crash, they're starting to burn down, right? Because it just doesn't serve who we are as a global society anymore. We are moving to a global society. We are seeing people move all over the world and still have their jobs. I believe that there's going to be a world of micro entrepreneurs all across the world, and we're going to start to just blend. Our cultures are going to blend, but I think honoring everyone's culture and history is really important too, right? And that's a big part of our community, right? Is honoring everyone and having global peace and talking more about globally who we all are, because I do believe that we're all going to hire each other in this world.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share it? Anyone else see a golden thread or something in these questions for them? Nobody? Or you don't want to share? That's okay too.
Yeah, I'll share. Yeah, every single line has the word animal. Which
Okay.
is um, interesting because of the experiences, um, and some of the troubles that I've had and the loss of animals, like in this time in my life. I know animals personally in my life that I'm taking care of.
Wow.
And yeah, and I have some ideas on things that, could help other people honor their animals, or that I could uh, help people with their animals adjacently. Um,
How are
so,
animals in your business today?
oh, not at all. I'm in a
Or not at all.
technology area,
Okay.
but I have ideas um, for a side business that I want to get
Okay.
going, and it's based on um, what I did, um, and what I prepared and did, um, when I had to put my horse down.
Okay.
And so the ideas came out of that. So that's what I've
Beautiful.
been trying to put together while I'm doing a job search for the technology
Yeah.
business corporate area.
Yep.
But but I know I want to do something in that other area.
Sometimes our side hustles become our full-time hustles,
Yeah,
our
I
full-time
would love
careers.
I'd love for that to happen.
Yeah.
that's
We start
that's my
them.
plan.
Yeah. I mean, we start them from a passion and it becomes really big. I have a friend of mine that left a corporate world. I'm trying to think when. Probably around 2020, but I'm not really sure. It's been a while now. She left the corporate world and had a very good job and loved animals and started becoming like a dog walker and then a cat and then started taking care of animals and going to people's because we lived in this little borough and she just started taking care of them. And I spoke to her recently. We used to live in the same town, we don't now. And I spoke to her recently, and she has people working for her now. Her business has gotten so big that she never went back to a corporate job. And she has people working for her now, and she's doing like the billing and this and that. And it's become such a big new career for her, really. Right. And it just started because she just didn't want to go back to the corporate world and she wasn't really sure what she wanted to do, but she thought while she was doing it, maybe she'd walk a couple dogs.
Yeah,
Right.
make a few bucks.
Yeah. And it is literally her business now, like big business now. Yeah. So you never know.
You never know.
Sometimes you just gotta go in that world. And I would say if you found yourself not finding a job and this building, sometimes that's the universe just going, well, I'm not gonna let you find something until you figure this part out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you for sharing that. All right. Anyone else have anything before we wrap up? All right, I'm just gonna sort through my notes real quick, see if I missed anything. Aligned action. Oh, I always like to leave a one aligned action for homework. Usually when I teach, I always leave homework. One thing you can do this week that's aligned with what you uncovered. So from the exercise we just did, if there is one thing you can do this week that just moves you, like an aligned action step that moves you towards that, even if it's just having conversations or see what's available or whatever that looks like in your life, just think of one aligned action that you can do um, that helps bring that all together. And hopefully your business and the things that you do in life are wrapped into your purpose. That's all I have. I want to thank you guys for being a part of this masterclass. Like, they are the third Thursday of every single month. If you want to talk further about your personal business or anything, you can always reach out to me. Of course, I do personal strategy sessions in Psyche to get you more in alignment with what you need to be. We are always looking to build our community. So if this class or the other things that we've done bring you into our world and you love it, please invite other people, because we build from word of mouth. And that's how we've done it. We're 14,000 people wide now, and we've done it by word of mouth. So we always ask if you can just tell one more person about us and bring them into the community. And hopefully we'll see you. We're doing our global gatherings. If you've been a part of those, many of you I saw this week in our global gathering. I do a soul circle the first Monday evening. That's the next thing that I am personally doing, is a soul circle the first Monday evening, which is 5:30 Eastern time. If you're able to do that, we just talk about what's happening in the energy of the world, and we'd love to see you there. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining me today, and hopefully we'll see you around the community. And if I can ever be of any service, please reach out.
Thank you so much, Camille.
You are welcome. Bye, everyone.
Take care.